Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Chloe Chisholm, and welcome to my channel. Today is the very first episode of a new video series that I'm super excited to tell you about. I'm calling it Coffee with Chloe. I got this idea to start a video series called Coffee with Chloe a few weeks ago when I was listening to a podcast. And it was just got me thinking how much I wanted to talk to my fellow creators, photographers, filmmakers, sculptors around the Boston area. I find it really inspiring to hear someone else's story, especially if they are a creator. So this is a video series that is going to be ongoing for kind of as long as I feel like it. It's something that I'm inspired by in itself. I feel like for me, being able to talk to another creator about their process helps me a lot, and I want to share the conversation with you in hopes that it helps you and inspires you. Today I didn't even drink coffee, or it's like 1 p.m. in the afternoon or 1:30, and this is my first time doing an online recorded Zoom video interview, so I totally forgot to get what is literally in the title of this show, coffee. But I do have water. I'm sorry that part was a fail, but the conversation was not a fail. I am really excited to introduce to you Stefanie Faherty, also known as Stefanie Palmacci Photography. She is a Massachusetts photographer. She's a Massachusetts photographer. Why can't I say the word photographer? I swear I'm not doing that on purpose. She is a Massachusetts photographer who specializes in newborns, kids, and family photography. I actually met her when I was like 15 or 16 years old. About 3 or 4 years ago, I met her. And what was really incredible for me at that time was seeing a female pursue photography full-time. The only photographer that I knew was my dad, and he only pursued photography as this side hustle / hobby kind of thing. So seeing a female photographer pursue photography full-time was so eye-opening to me because that's what I wanted to do. So being able to see a female do that as her full-time job was so incredible to me. I knew that I wanted to have Stefanie be the first person that I interview for this video series, because she was literally the first creator that I had met besides my dad. Our conversation went really well, and I'm super excited for you guys to hear and watch it. I'm so excited to introduce to you Stefanie Faherty, or Stefanie Palmacci Photography. Thank you guys so much for listening and watching our conversation, and I hope it makes you feel inspired and ready to create. Without further ado, Stefanie Palmacci Photography. Before we jump into the questions, I want, do you mind just basically just saying, the name of your business, what you specialize in, and then I'll get started with a few questions that I have.
You got it. So it's Stefanie Palmacci Photography, and I specialize in newborn, kids, and families.
Mm-hmm. Perfect. I was just scrolling through your Instagram because I picked out 5 or 8 of my favorite pictures to just show, and I just love your style. We're gonna talk about this in a few minutes after my questions, but I had to say, because I was like, oh my god, every time if I'm scrolling through Instagram, I know if it's your photo, I just know, oh, I know Stefanie took this.
Chloe, I love
beautiful.
that.
No, they're
That's
so
what I want to hear.
Oh, good. I'm glad. They're beautiful.
Thank you.
Okay. So my first question is, how did you get into photography?
So I was always interested in it, but I always had a full-time job, so it was really hard to find classes. I was always looking for classes.
Mm-hmm.
And then finally I found one up in Newburyport. It was with a girl who has a studio. She was just doing basic intro classes, teaching you how to use your camera. It was on Sundays, which was why I could actually do it. I was a hairstylist for over 12 years, and my schedule was really crazy. So it was every Sunday, I think, for 8 weeks. And I went up there for the day, and that's, I think, what opened it up for me.
Yeah. Oh, that's so cool. So at that time, you're a hairstylist at the time. So were you did when you first started, did you kind of know that you wanted to spend more time doing that, or was it more of like a just a hobby at that point? You know what I
Yeah, I
mean?
would say the whole thing was like a transition. So
Mm-hmm.
like even in the salon, we would do these little photo shoots. This was before I even
Hmm.
did that class where the girls would do the hair and then the cosmetologist would do the makeup.
Hmm.
That just made no sense.
No, no, no. I totally. I know what you
She's
mean.
a makeup artist, but she did the makeup, and then I would be the photographer, and we do these little photo shoots in the salon just for fun.
Hmm.
But it was definitely a hobby at first. It just transitioned into it. I didn't even mean
Hmm.
to go to make a business. I really loved it. I wanted to go learn more about it, and I took the class, and then it just kind of snowballed.
That's awesome. I love that. So what was it about photography that just made you feel like, passionate about it in a way where you're like, okay, I want to commit like full time to this? Yeah.
So I say there's a few things about it that I love. There's two
Hmm.
different aspects. I get a shooter's high every time I go to a session. I'm
I
always
love
nervous
that.
before every session, even if I've done this family like 5 times.
Hmm.
I always am a little nervous, which I think is kind of fun, keeps me on
Hmm.
my toes. Um, and every session is different, even if it is with the same family. The kids are wild
Hmm.
or different. That it's just
Yeah.
always different. I can never predict how it will go, but
Hmm.
I like that it's different every time. It keeps it interesting and fun.
Yeah.
And then I just like making people happy. So when my clients are happy and they love their pictures, that makes me so happy. And to
Hmm.
know, okay, like my pictures are hanging up on their walls, I think that's really cool.
Yeah.
Those are just a few things
Yeah,
that.
I love that. Branching off of that, I just thought of this, and I love asking people that, like, photographers this question. Are you more of like, on the photographing side or the editing side? Which I already have a sense of it. Like, do you like the shooting more? Yeah.
I love to shoot, and then I like to work on like my little sneak peeks. And then I'm
Yeah.
like, okay, I can pass off the rest of my editing. It
Yeah.
gets tedious. It's long. But
Mhm.
the editing, though, I love, and I could never outsource it because I feel like it's so personal. I feel like
Yeah.
it's what makes my pictures look different. Like one person could take the same picture and every photographer will edit different. I think that's what sets us
Exactly.
apart. So I love it,
Yeah.
but at the same time, it gets tedious.
Yeah, yeah, I know exactly what you mean. Okay. When did you realize that, so we kind of touched upon this a little bit, but when did you realize that you wanted to open up a business? When in like the process of this, was it more towards the beginning or end of your kind of photography journey at that point?
So I feel like after I did that class and then I started playing with my friends' kids and things kind of snowballed, then I think I realized this could be a business. I
Mhm.
don't think I ever thought photography could be a business.
Mhm.
Like I said, even when I was a little girl, I loved it, but I never
Yeah.
thought, I don't think I knew any photographers.
Yeah.
Um, So I would say though, like the turning point probably was when I got pregnant with Tessa and I was
Mhm.
doing the hair and I was doing that. I was just working around the clock. I just at that point knew I had to make a decision
Yeah.
because I wanted to be able to be home with my kids and spend more time with them. So I
Mhm.
knew if I did photography, I could be home with them and focus on one thing. Like it's
Mhm.
hard to put all your energy into two different careers,
Yeah.
especially nowadays. I feel like there's so much like social media, that whole
Mhm.
aspect of it. So I just wanted to make a decision and stick with one. And I'm more passionate now about the photography. I
Yeah.
loved like what I did with the hair, and I still
Mhm.
like it, but I'm more passionate about photography.
Yeah. Oh, I love that. So branching off of that, how has your business evolved over time? And how long ago was it that you started taking those classes? The time
It was
frame.
probably 10, 10 or 11 years ago.
Okay, cool. So knowing that, like over that course of that time, and it doesn't even though the question is how has your business evolved, it can even start at that very point, not like just when you decided to open up a business, but just over the past 10 years or so.
I would say, I mean, I think in general, over time, you get better at anything. So
Yeah.
I think I've gotten better and you learn what works and what doesn't,
Mhm.
even with like different policies, stuff like business wise, things
Mhm.
that work and that don't. And then I feel like I've definitely settled more into a style. So
Yeah.
it's more consistent and people hopefully can recognize,
Mhm.
that's her work.
Yeah.
I think that's kind of what has happened over time.
Yeah, I love that. I mean, now I'm so glad you just said that because now I want to branch into just talking about your style because, like I said earlier, I mean, I know exactly when I see your photo. It's just there. They're so because I just was like writing down just a few. Normally, if I like mindlessly scroll through Instagram, I look at it and I know exactly like that's your photo. And then just a few minutes ago, I was like, I want to like actually just sit down and just like look at your photo and just kind of almost just break it down of why it stands out so much to me. And now I do that all the time. Now that I'm in art school, that's like what we do for 5 hours is just break down someone's work. And I really enjoy doing that with your photos because just kind of figuring out why it stands out to me. And I came up with like I love the warm tones that you have. I always edit in warm tones. I feel like I don't know, it gives me that like homey feel. And with your photos, I feel like when I look at the images, I feel this sense of, even though I don't know who the people are, I feel connected and this sense of intimacy in the photo and just family and home and warmth. And I just love that.
I love
I really
that.
do. They're so beautiful. And even especially I love how you take a lot of pictures of families or your family at home, those like home photo shoots. I feel like that just adds so much to it as well, that same kind of feeling. My question really is, how did you develop that style? And I know kind of every artist develops a style over time and it changes, but how did you kind of find this one, the warm tones, and was it through experimenting? You know what I mean?
First of all, thank you. I love that because
Of
I feel like
course.
it's easier to hear from someone else's perspective. Like
Hmm.
that's kind of what I want to relay, but I feel like
Hmm.
I don't think I see that, but I like to
I
know
know
you
what
see
you
that.
mean. Yeah, no, I definitely see it.
I just like warm images
Hmm.
too. I'm
Yeah,
drawn to that. I don't know. That's just always what I've liked and what I've been
yeah.
drawn to. And same thing with kind of that little exercise, I think
Hmm.
I subconsciously do that too. Cause
Yeah,
when I scroll through my feed, like I see the stuff I love and I don't even feel like
yeah.
I'm close to where I want to be. Like
Hmm.
I see stuff that I would love my stuff to look more like
Yeah.
this, but, um,
Hmm.
how I'm trying to, I don't even honestly like even with like the connective thing. I just feel like
Yeah.
I remember even as a little girl, like taking a picture of my grandparents and
Hmm.
most people like, oh, take a picture. I'm like, no, like this is boring. I don't want you to just like stand there and take a picture. I made them kiss. Like, so I have this picture framed of them kissing, which I love.
Oh,
I just
I love
feel like it's
that.
just way more, I don't know, it's more interesting. It's more intimate.
Yeah.
That's, I guess what I've kind of always
Yeah.
been drawn to, but it is
Hmm.
hard to translate it onto
Hmm.
a picture. I know I'm not really
Yeah.
answering my
No, no,
question,
no. I
but
totally know what you mean, though. I know what you mean because I feel like it is just kind of even now. Like for me, I don't know. I'm very early on in this photography journey, but already just kind of experimenting and having fun with it, which is what I see a lot in your photos. And it's not just like, like you said, like mindlessly just standing there taking a
yeah.
picture. Like there's so much movement and especially in with looking at the pictures of young kids that you take and having them like laugh and just like I don't know, there's this very beautiful like fun childish element that is embedded in the photo that I love. And so I feel like that is just kind of experimenting and just seeing what you like and what you don't like and what connects people to the photograph, you know what I mean?
It's more fun. I
um
feel like it makes it more fun for
yeah.
them during the shoot if you instead of just being like standing there and
Yes, yes.
it's more
And I
like
love
kids. Like
yes. And that's so cool that I'm just thinking about like, when my brother and I were really little, oh my God, we absolutely hated when my dad would take our pictures, like hated it so much. I think if it wasn't my dad, I think we would have been more polite, but like because it was just like brutal just sitting there. But now just seeing your process, even like when you took our family pictures a few years ago, and you had this like flow, just being able to like move us around and have like fun, even though it was like we were teenagers, it was still there's fun element to it, which I really liked. It wasn't like someone was just standing there, okay,
good.
now move here and I'm going to take, which I see so much in other photographers. So that's just wonderful, of just something that I've noticed about you.
Awesome. Thank you.
Yeah, of course. So I'm gonna see if I can share my screen so I can look at your photos. I just picked out, 1 second. All right. Does this show up on your screen?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Okay, I love this picture. I'm not even kidding you. When I was scrolling through Instagram, I saw this and I'm like, oh my God, stop. I mean, not only are your kids adorable, but this photo is just, oh my God, I love these photos, especially this one. The bubble right there. Oh my God, and the way Tessa's looking at the bubble. It's just, I love these photos. I think this is honestly, because it's the same kind of thing I was saying, like the playfulness of it. And you're really capturing, I feel like as photographers, it's all about literally capturing a moment, and not so much like staging it so much, and I've noticed that too with you. It doesn't seem so like staged. It's really a moment that's being captured. And that's why I just absolutely love these pictures. They're so
My little tip is
cute.
I stage the position of them. So I know where the
Oh,
light's good. So I'm like, okay, let's go play bubbles over here.
I
Or
love
like,
that.
I kept like, PJ, you go play over here. Like, so it is natural,
Yeah.
but at the same time, I try to set
Yeah.
it up so it will look pretty.
Absolutely. There is like a good balance between it. That I love that. I just love that. They're my favorite.
And
And this
honestly, with them,
one too.
with the
Yeah.
kids like that age, like I can't stage it. Like I
Yeah.
can't, Tessa won't just sit there and smile for me. I mean, PJ
Yeah.
obviously too. So I kind of have to set up things that I think will make them happy. Or
Yeah. Yeah. That makes so much sense. And this one is beautiful. Oh my God, the light coming from the door. It kind of made me think about, when I was looking at it, just that um even though he's so young, that just kind of curiosity that you have, like that endless curiosity, and
yes.
opening that door to like something magical is about to
Oh,
like pop out of the door.
that's
That's what
awesome.
I think about. It's
That's
so
cute.
beautiful. Is
Thank
this another one where you just kind of saw him there and took it, or were you like, oh, did you have like the idea and
you. No,
then kind of?
it had been so gloomy in our house. Like it was been so rainy, whenever
Mhm.
this was. It's been this past month.
Yeah.
And I've been, with having this free time, I've been trying to practice more with them, and
Yeah.
I never get to take pictures of them, and now I really
Mhm.
get to. So trying to find like interesting light and playing around with different things. I don't like, this is something I would never normally do.
Yeah. Yeah.
So I
I
just
love
I
that.
saw it. I think I'm like, okay, I gotta go get my camera. And
Yeah, yeah. I
see,
love
Tessa's up
that.
there in the stage. You can't really see her. She's climbing on the
Oh,
stage.
there she is. Oh my God. I didn't see her until you just pointed that out. That is so cute. I love that. Oh my God. I'm not even kidding you. This is my favorite portrait you've ever taken.
Oh,
I mean, I like, again, like this happens when I'm scrolling through Instagram and I saw it and I'm like, oh my God, it's just such a
she's a doll.
beautiful picture.
She's
And
so cute.
she's so pretty.
She
Her
is.
eyes and the
Her
way,
dreamy hair.
oh my God, her hair, I was just gonna say that, like the way her hair is styled and just like around her hands and where her hands are, the whole picture. It's beautiful. It's so
Thank
pretty.
you.
Yeah.
It was actually nice because I'm so used to little kids that like
Yeah.
can't listen to my instructions, and she can listen. And
I love that.
it was kind of fun.
That's so funny. Oh, this one is so cute. Let me see if I can move this bar. There we go. Oh my God, I love this because, I mean, so where do you usually go? Like these nature spots here,
Oh,
is that in Kingston?
that's right in Duxbury,
Right in
really close to
Duxbury?
me. Yep, there's a field. The only sometimes it gets plowed, so it was like the end of the
Yeah.
season. It was pretty, and there was like a little foliage left. It was getting kind of late in the season, so
Yeah.
just
Oh,
trying to hang on to whatever we could
yeah.
find.
I love the colors in this one. And I mean, again, that same like playfulness aspect to it, but even the way that the color of the leaves in the background match like her shirt, the little girl's shirt, and her shoes. It's like, again, like that just warm, when I look at it, I feel like, oh my God, like this connection and warmth to it
I
that
love those colors.
I love those colors, especially, that it was taken in the fall because
Yeah, very
it's
vibrant.
just, yeah, like the colors and the leaves. Such a pretty picture. It's same kind of thing with this one, the way that the leaves are like coming down here. Oh, I just love them. Seriously do. Like, I love your style. It's just
Thank you,
beautiful.
Chloe. Oh, I always
And
love that one too.
oh my gosh, the beach photos that you take. I have a couple.
I think the rest of them are from the beach, because the way that either if it's just the kids or the parents standing in the water, it's so beautiful. And I just love this picture too, just the father-daughter, aspect to it, and the way that the sunset or sunrise is in the background. It's just beautiful.
That day was actually crazy. It was so windy
Really?
and it was like it was cold. So the rest, like this session and that session, they like wrapped in blankets and
Yeah.
but the clouds were so cool that day. And
Oh
they're
my
so
God.
fun. Like he's so fun with her. Like they just I feel like
Yeah.
having them play is what makes it fun for the kids and it makes it more enjoyable. And that's when you get
Yeah.
like fun little laughs. But I do love making my
Yeah.
clients go in the water. I should tell
I
everybody
love
if you're
that.
gonna be in the water.
I even I don't think that there I will bleh, oh my gosh. Also the maternity pictures that I see, I remember seeing one, it was a while ago, but she was pregnant and she was standing in the water with a long dress. I just thought of it now when you were saying that, and I just, oh my God, it was so beautiful, so incredible. I
Thank
love
you.
that. And I just love this picture. I never had Mrs. Jackson as a teacher, but I remember her from my school when I was in elementary school, and that feels like so long
It's
ago. Oh
so
my God.
sweet. I've done
They're
them so
very
many
sweet.
times too. I have so much fun with
Really?
them.
Oh my gosh. I love this photo with the sun in the background, and again that same like connection aspect to it, that I just love that, and the fact that she's wrapped in a blanket is so cute.
See, that was the cold day. That's that same.
I know. I love that. Now that you explained that, I thought of it right after you said that. I'm like, "Oh, that's why she has a blanket." Oh my gosh. This one is just like, oh my God. Again, like that same where he's standing in the water. I remember the day that I saw this picture,
Oh,
because I literally was like, "Oh my God, that is like genius, first of all, that he's in the water." And the way that it's just with the colors,
it
all
was
of
the
it.
end. I should add, it was the end of the session. I'm like, all right, like just go in.
Just do
It's
it.
like in the Bay Area, so it was warm. And the sunset.
Yeah.
We just let him go play.
So pretty. And then this is the very last one. I love, so what made me kind of think about with this picture, do you have like a low when you edit it, or even if you shoot it, I'm not even whichever way you do this, but do you have a low exposure? Like, do you lower the brightness in a way? Because like I just love the way that it looks, where it's not super bright, and the way that the sun is in the background, just the whole thing. But it did make me wonder when I was looking at it. I was like, I wonder if she lowers the brightness when she's editing, or
So it's definitely late in the day. So it was
mhm,
getting like a little darker out. The sun was pretty low. And then with all
mhm,
like the dark green trees around it. So I don't think I
yeah,
changed my exposure really. I think it was just with the dark green around it,
yeah,
and the time of day. And then with like the preset that I put on, it probably helped
yeah.
magnify that.
It's so beautiful. I love it.
Thank
Very
you.
pretty. Okay, let me see if I can stop sharing. There we go. Okay, I have a, yeah, so really your style is just beautiful, and I definitely when I definitely feel like it's just, I feel more almost like, even though I want to develop my own style, like looking at yours, I'm like, oh my gosh, I just love the feelings that it, brings me, and I want to do that for other people as well. So it's just, you very much inspire me.
Thank you, Chloe.
Of
You inspired
course.
me too, and your
Oh,
filmmaking is incredible.
thank you. Thank you. Okay, so I have two more questions for you. So now morphing towards more present day stuff, how are you, personally and professionally kind of adapting to this new situation that we're in?
So, at this point, obviously my business is closed,
Hmm.
but honestly, I've dreamed of having this time. This is like the
Yeah.
time that I can work on all the back end stuff that I never have time to do, which is to
Hmm.
me is equally as important.
Yeah.
I'm trying to make a new website right now, just update contracts
Awesome.
now with like all this one I can't open. I have to be prepared. Like my studio is not gonna be able to be the same. I
Yeah.
want to be able to make sure my clients feel comfortable. I'm gonna have to make new policies,
Hmm.
with the newborns and
Yeah.
all that. So that's all stuff that I need to work that I'm working on now.
Yeah.
Um, like I
Wonderful.
say, mainly like all that back end stuff, but I'm trying to
Hmm.
still stay like active and current on social
Hmm.
media just so my clients don't forget me.
Yeah. Yeah.
um, and that's like where I've been taking like pictures of my kids, which I never have time to do.
Hmm.
And Yeah,
That's
I would say that's
awesome.
kind of
That's
what we're doing
awesome.
business wise right now.
Yeah, awesome. And how are you, so you kind of answered that within that question, or within that answer. How are you staying creative during this time?
So I actually have been taking a lot of classes. I have had so many classes I've been wanting to do. Again, I just never have the time to do
Yeah.
it. So taking classes and trying new things, like that's why I get to play with my kids. Like I never
Hmm.
have time to take their pictures, like when I'm busy.
Yeah.
So
Hmm.
I've been playing with them a lot, and I feel like when I get to play more and try new things with no pressure is when I
Hmm.
learn and grow. Uh,
Yeah.
and that I feel like in turn will make me better for my clients in the long run. So
Yeah. Absolutely. I love that. That's awesome. I think too, like with me, I feel like every day I've been trying to take I never kind of have that playful creative time like in school. It's all we're always making something, but it's someone else's agenda, and being able
yes.
to kind of now do that every being able to do like my own creative work every day and just take mindlessly like just take pictures for the fun of it and to like make me smile instead of having like a serious purpose to it, you know what I mean? Like that's been really nice for me and definitely has made me feel more creative now, just being able to just play and
That's
experiment, you
awesome. You're
know?
gonna learn so much about yourself, and I feel like you might learn more of, like what direction you want to go.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
think you learn so much
definitely.
more when you can shoot what you want, and like I said, there's no pressure. It's nice when you have no pressure
Yeah.
because I think you experiment more.
Definitely. Oh my god, absolutely. Because if I have a certain I always say I was actually just telling my teacher this the other day because there was an assignment that we had to do and it involved taking pictures and I literally did it like 5 minutes before class and because I was just I don't know, I forgot about it and then I submitted it and he was really happy with the work and I didn't tell him that I did it 5 minutes ago. And I realized I'm like when he asked me about my process and I'm like I really like not having a plan, like just doing it and experimenting. And even though I was just trying to like make up something, I do believe that. I feel like not having a time, crunch or some sort of agenda for it and just doing it and experimenting is definitely
More enjoyable
something
that
I
way
work
too.
on. Yes, absolutely, absolutely.
It
Thank
is.
you so much for talking to me. I
You're welcome,
really, I
Chloe.
really appreciate it. And I just like hearing about your process and what you're doing now to stay creative. It inspires me to keep going.
You're so cute. I love your little creative challenges you're doing.
Thank
You're doing such a good
you.
job.
Thank you. I'm trying to do that. It's mainly a selfish thing to make me be creative every day.
Hey, whatever
Um,
you're gonna do.
yeah, yeah. Thank you. Thank you so much for talking to me. And your photos are just incredible. And oh, your Instagram. Your Instagram is at Stefanie Palmacci Photography, correct? Okay.
That's correct.
All right. Awesome. Thank you so much for talking to
Thank
me,
you,
Stephanie.
Chloe. Have a good day.
You too.
All right. Bye.
Bye.
All right, guys, that is it for today's very first episode of Coffee with Chloe. Thank you so much for watching and listening to my conversation with Stefanie Palmacci Photography, and thank you to Stefanie for joining me in on this conversation and this project. I'm so excited for future conversations with fellow creators, so stay tuned for more episodes of Coffee with Chloe. I'm going to be uploading a new episode every Sunday, so stay tuned and make sure you have that notification bar turned on and subscribe to my channel to see more videos. I hope you found my conversation with Stefanie super inspiring. I know I am so inspired to start creating. She is one of the most incredible photographers that I know. She inspires me so much to pursue my creative dreams. Thank you to Stefanie. Thank you to you guys for watching this video. Follow me on Instagram at Hearthaven and follow Stefanie as well. Her Instagram is at Stefanie Palmacci Photography. All right, guys, thanks for watching and have a fabulous creative day.